This is going to be good. It's going to be a good one.
Star Rail will never surpass Honkai Impact 3rd. And the premise of that video, a little bit clickbaity, but the premise of that video was that storytelling of Star Rail would never surpass the storytelling of Honkai Impact 3rd. But that's too long of a title, so that's why it's titled that way. But I wanted to go back and touch on this because I said after Penacony, because everyone's like, oh, the writer from Honkai Impact 3rd is going to be working on this. It's going to be so much better. It's going to be peak. It's going to be just as good, if not better than Honkai Impact 3rd. And it's going to be amazing.
He's so based for this video.
I said, okay, we will revisit this, and we'll see if I still feel the same way a year down the line after Penacony is out and it's finished. Now, we are on patch 2.4. I just did the story for patch 2.4. I'll go over it briefly. The first half, mid. The second half, where we're actually in the jail, very good. I'm very excited for the next patch and seeing more of Fei Xiao and the prison and everything. I'm very excited for that part. But I wanted to touch on, is Star Rail just as good as Honkai Impact's 3rd storytelling, and can we expect in the future even more better storytelling than what we have now? At this point, I'm going to say once again, no, we are not. Main point being, as I said in the previous video, Honkai Impact 3rd has Kiana, a main character where the story is mainly focused around her.
What was that B-roll?
All the characters around her that support her, the supporting
fucking
tits. May, Bronya, Sela, all those characters.
The story's so good.
All a very integral and important part of the story, and it follows them throughout the entire story.
We've actually been talking about getting back into Honkai.
Into the story and being main prevalent parts.
Yay, we're reviving Honkai!
Which kind of talked a lot in this patch, right? But not really, doesn't really talk all the time, right? So he's not like an MC where like everything's focused on him and he's constantly talking or she's constantly talking. And we visit these planets and we see these people and these new characters. We fall in love with these new characters, and for like a patch or two, and then we never see them again. You know, Sela, Bronya, like, right? Maybe you see them in an event, right, down the line, or a filler patch. But as a part of the main integral story,
that's so true.
No, maybe
that is so true. Because I feel like, yeah, in Honkai Impact 3rd, whenever you have like characters that you haven't seen in a hot minute from like a chapter, like chapters ago, they will still make an appearance like in like current story stuff. In Star Rail, you don't see that. It's like once that planet is done and over with, that's it.
Years down the line at like 5.0, 6.0, when there's some crazy war against the Aeons going on, if that ever fucking happens, that we will see them again, right? Everyone's going to come together and fight against the Aeons with us or something like that, right? It's going to be like One Piece where Luffy's gathering all these people unbeknownst to him that are following him. And, you know, they're going to be part of his army. Now, that's not the only reason. It's not just the MC, which is a very big part, right? It's not just the Trailblazers MU and the Trailblazer, you know, he's not really that serious. He's very comedic at times. It has nothing to do with that. It's more the fact that there's no stakes in this game, in the story of this game. But what I mean by that is, holy shit, I would like to see somebody die.
Yeah,
this
true.
Game has still never gotten me to feel remotely what I felt when I fought Kokolia. That was awesome. The fight itself, the build up to the fight itself, the emotions that were going through, the cutscenes, the music, the battle. Everything was so cinematic. And I still think that was better than Penacony, 100%. That the feeling from that fight and that moment in Belobog and the build up for that was way better. And Kokolia died. There was actual stakes there, right? There was death. There was a reason. Right?
Man, that fight was hard.
The character died, you know, and at the end, she finally came to and started. Yeah,
Belobog was peak.
Wow, I
really okay. So don't get me wrong, I love Penacony, right? I really like Penacony because of how much it wasn't like a big, epic, you know, showdown type sort of situation, but it was more like a lot of little bits and pieces of lore that I don't know, that really like it was all the Easter eggs I think in Penacony that really made me love it. But I like Belobog was like the one that was like it got you in your emotions. I loved it.
And at least I get to protect my daughter, and instead of blowing herself up and taking everyone.
I mean, Penacony also got me in my emotions too, but this was like a.
Listen, I love Firefly.
Epic.
That bitch needed to die. She died 3 fucking times and came back every time. What is this, fucking Dragon Ball Z? Holy fucking shit. We did the goddamn Dragon Balls and wish that bald-headed bitch back again. No Himiko death, no Sunday death, no Robin death, no nothing. It was all a dream. Like, oh my god, dude. Whereas in Honkai Impact 3rd, there's constant death. And not only is there constant death, but the characters around the main character help build Kiana's character so much more than she herself does.
Cindy!
キアね、力を抑えて教えたことを思い出すの。神なる者、天下の極みなり、万物に妙にして剣を持って話すべからざる者なり、大挙剣気。
Oh God, this was so fucking good. All of these were so good. Never back down, never what? Oh! Never back down, never what?
すべきことをする番だ。みんなの選択は間違ってないってみんなに教えないと。あんたの攻撃は終わり。何？それなら私の番だ。文句ある？
For example,
Oh,
May
so good, so good. He's so right. He's so right. This video is based.
Stop Kiana from being
I think Star Rail strikes a perfect balance between friendly banter and relationship and universal stakes. I think it is very casual. Like here's the thing. Like I just feel like Star Rail is just not as serious as Honkai Impact 3rd. So it's definitely not gonna have the same sort of like storytelling as Honkai Impact 3rd because of how unfucking serious it is and all of the like the banter and the relationships between the characters and stuff. Because I feel like Honkai Impact 3rd introduced or they showcased the relationships in side quest like outside of the main story. So they did like Honkai 3rd did a really good job of like really showing us the relationships between the characters and stuff with the plethora of animations that they gave us, like all of the like cooking with Valkyries and stuff like that. Really like showed us the little tiny slice of life details and all that good stuff.
Right. Kiana knows she's on the verge of death, but she's taking those 2 cores that she has anyway, and she's going off to fight the Honkai. And she knows that she's gonna die, but she doesn't care because she wants to protect her friends and she wants to protect May. And she's
Yeah,
very stubborn in accepting help
I love the dynamic of May versus Kiana, right? Because Kiana is like this world, like I want to save the world for you, and May is like, I don't want to live in this world without you. So it's like opposing ideas, but they're still kind of the same, but they're opposite. So I can't explain that well, but it's so
I don't
good.
want anyone to die, and I don't want to be the reason that someone else has died. I am going to do it all by myself. And May, you know, the frustrations going through May, the lack of power to being able to protect her friends and the ones that she cares about, the ones that she loves, and finally overcoming that and getting the strength that she needs by pretty much joining the dark side, and then having these two ideals and these two beloved characters fighting each other. Because on one side, May does not want Kiana to sacrifice herself. She wants to save Kiana. She will literally go to the depths of hell to save her. It doesn't matter if
May would destroy the entire world if it meant saving Kiana. And Kiana would save the entire fucking world if it meant saving May.
She dies as long as she saves Kiana. Kiana is on a self-sacrifice path where it doesn't matter what happens to her. She just wants to make sure that all her friends are safe. So you got one thinking, you know, I'm one life. What's one life where, you know, to protect the entire world, right? And then there's May saying, I'll kill the entire world.
And May said, you're my entire world.
Save your one life, right? And then having them come at each other, and then the emotions that are flying when you're fighting.
Yeah, this is the true definition of tough love.
Honkai Impact 3, a lot of people think it's just visual novel storytelling. No, in this fight, you're actually controlling May and having to fight against Kiana and vice versa, and they're having dialogue throughout the story, and there's you know, little flashbacks and the music while you're fighting and everything. It is so well done for, you know, how old the game is. And Honkai Star Rail just doesn't have any of that. Star Rail does not have any stakes like that. There's not enough happening in the story for you to give a shit about any of these characters more than, oh my god, they're so cool or they're so cute. There's no like emotional detachment of like, wow, I can relate to this character, right? There's a lot of relatable, you know,
I had to comment.
That happened. A lot of psychological shit that happens in that game make you feel for these characters. And in Star Rail, that just doesn't happen.
You know what's funny? I was gonna say, no, it does happen. The only time it happens, or like the times that I'm thinking about, is Akaran. The world means nothing to me without you.
I know a lot of people love.
Did you comment first?
Like
no, because I'm not the first.
It's one of the best stories that they've ever played. Bro, no. Please. Do yourself a favor and go play an actual game with a good story. Go play The Last of Us. Go play Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. Go play a Final Fantasy game, Dragon Quest, right? Go play something that isn't a gacha story, and you will realize that the story of Star Rail is so fucking boring because of the way they tell it. Bro, I loved the stuff with Acheron and the Honkai Impact 3rd nods, right? I loved all that lore. I loved those parts, and I liked a lot of Aventurine stuff too. But that one patch where we had it was like 10 plus hours, and it was just constant yapping.
Oh,
bro,
God.
the story, and the way that you're telling the story is just a model just sitting there with no emotion, very stiff, of just the mouth moving for fucking 10 hours. That is not good.
So true.
Maybe the actual lore is decent.
Yeah, Akaran's parts are my favorite parts of Punakoni, and I haven't even played Honkai 3rd. Exactly. Because that was like, I feel like they, Xiaoji put in Akaran and all those little bits and pieces, like, for Honkai 3rd players, and I feel like everyone just like loved that so much. So I'm like, just do the rest of the game like that, please.
But the way they're telling the story is not good, and this is the problem I have with every Hoyoverse game.
I get it though. I can tell that what they're trying to do with Star Rail is make it their longest running game, because I think they know that Genshin has like a there's obviously going to be an end. because they've already, they showed us at the very, all the chapters and stuff have already been revealed. So they know that Genshin's going to end. And I feel like with Star Rail, they're trying to set it up in a way that they can just continue it if they want to. Forever.
Probably going to say, oh, Hoyo,
just keep adding planets.
1.1 and the last act of the part 1, well, 1.0.
That's kind of what they're doing with Honkai Impact 3rd Part 2.
The characters in even those very static moments are very expressive.
It never has to end exactly. You just keep going to a new planet.
Right? Like similar to Star Rail again.
Yeah, Honkai Impact 3rd next planet is going to be, I don't know, like Jupiter or some shit.
They're very expressive. Their eyes move. Their hair is moving. Like everything, like the facial expressions are all there. Everything feels way more alive, and it's keeping me like interacted. I feel like I'm a part of it. Like I'm sucked in. I'm locked in. Especially Chang Li. My God. That 1.1 spoiled the shit out of me.
Of course, Chang Li.
Companion Quest and 1.1 as a whole, that was amazing.
It was good,
It's
though.
gonna be hard for another story to top that because that was so good to the point now where I got in Star Rail and did.
I feel like the story is going everywhere in Star Rail. Like I feel like there's no linear spacing, and it's nice to see different worlds, like the Xianzhou and the Pinaconi, etc. But the story is everywhere and can't seem to grasp it. That was the next thing that I was gonna say. The main plot is you have a Stellaron in you, and you're trying to figure out what the hell Elio is predicting, or what the hell is going on with that. But I feel like there's no anchor, right? Because Elio is just gonna keep coming up with more predictions or whatever, and like more Stellaron crises and that sort of thing. So I feel like there is no main objective to like figure out, like there kind of seems to be no push to figure out why we have a Stellaron in us, or try to figure out what the fuck the Stellaron hunters are doing and all that shit. Literally, that's what everyone's saying. Even people that have never played Honkai Impact 3 before is like, yeah, Acheron's the best part. And I'm like, they did all the Acheron stuff, I feel like, for Honkai 3rd players, and I feel like even non-Honkai 3rd players love it so much that I'm just like, just do the rest of the story like that. Just do more things like that. Because people, even non-Honkai 3rd players, love it. It was so good. And yeah, it's just like, it just doesn't feel like there's a main objective. Like Genshin, you're trying to find your sibling and all that junk. And, Wuthering Waves, you're literally uncovering your memories. And Star Rail is supposed to be Stellaron ? That's it. Stellaron crisis? There's a Stellaron crisis over here. And then there's a Stellaron crisis over here. It's just like, I thought we were supposed to figure out what's going on with us and what a Stellaron is and the Stellaron hunters. But it's just like, oh, well, we gotta go figure out this political shit on the Xianzhou. Like, I don't give a fuck about the IPC. I mean, I do, because they are slowly taking over. Which is scary. So I do think maybe they're setting something up with the IPC to be the big bad, but I also don't fucking know. I don't. Yeah, and then the Duke Inferno thing, like I'm coping that they didn't just like get rid of Duke Inferno without having any bit of story or fucking anything for him, but that could be coped. So I honestly have no idea what to expect. Why can't we just have actual character stories and growth like Honkai? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so all over the place. It just doesn't feel focused.
2.4, and I was like, ooh, going from Wuthering Waves with, the Unreal Engine graphics and the expressiveness of the characters, and, them telling the story while you're in combat.
Yeah, the secret ending with Acheron. That was so, I even made sure, I was like, chat, please guide me in the right direction to get the secret Acheron ending. Because I need that. I need it. And yeah,
to,
it
like,
was easy. It was
this,
easy.
you know,
So
it's not
good.
really as good. And I know a lot of people are going to say it's because Star Rail's turn-based. Wrong. A lot of Final Fantasy games are turn-based. A lot of Persona games are turn-based. A lot of Dragon Quest games are turn-based. And I am engrossed all the time. You know why? Because in those scenes, the cutscenes where things happen, it's not just them standing still talking for 2 hours, and then we randomly get a cutscene that's 5 seconds long. And we're supposed to be like, oh my god, that
Yeah, there
cutscene
is
was amazing.
also
Did you see that?
there is
It
also
made the
too
last
many
4 hours
characters.
worth it. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. If anything, I'm at the point where that's it. We only have 5 seconds.
Like whenever they teased Pinacone, and then they were like, "Oh, well, actually, we're gonna go to the Xian show first." That pissed me off like no other. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Or it was something like that. It was like we're going back to somewhere instead of going to Pinacone, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Yeah, I need more Welt. I need more Star Rail Welt connections.
We sat here for 10 hours. We get 5 seconds.
Or
of
gap,
Kakarot
I guess,
just fucking
filling
going,
in the gaps.
and then that's it. End of cutscene. Like, holy shit, bro. And so, like, again, going back to like,
because did they just forget
adding
about
on
Void
to Fiona,
Archives?
right? Everlasting Flames arc is another very important segment where she pretty much uses the powers of her friends, power of friendship, right? But hey, it's a typical shonen trope, but it works, right? And
I need a
she
character to
sees
have an
the
actual
death of her
arc.
friends,
Yeah.
and she uses
Yeah.
that power to overcome the pressure of domination and ends up winning the fight, but at a cost. And then they constantly doing nods to other characters that did die, like, you know, Himiko. You get that scene of Himiko.
That's because
smiling at her,
Honkai is like
she's overcome
Honkai
her,
Impact 3 is like
you know,
peak
her worries,
anime.
and you know she's strong now. She
It's
doesn't need
literally
her
just
anymore.
like the
Right in
power
that
of
arc where you say
friendship.
goodbye to her. Very, very touching, and they're bringing these characters back to be involved in the story. And this is what makes you care about these characters, because they're
It's
gone,
so anime.
and the cast still thinks about these characters and cares about them, and it makes you also relate. And,
The
and
like
feel like you care about these
flashbacks
characters.
to
that can't be done in
thinking
Star
of
Wars. It
her
just can't.
friends. It's so anime. I love it. That's what makes it so freaking good. Oh, also those. Oh god. Stop. Legions, why?
And seeing how Star Rail had a chance to kill at least somebody in Penacony. Sunday didn't die. Robin didn't die. Firefly didn't die. Nobody. in
Oh,
the
Firefly
cast
died 3 times.
Literally nobody.
That last fucking Firefly death was such a fucking cop out. I can't even. That last Firefly death.
I'm not saying someone needs to die for the story to be good.
They should have just said
But
she
holy
dies
shit,
2
it's been
times.
almost
2
3
times.
It's been 2 years at this point, and not a single person besides Kokolia has died. And that, I feel like, is just because they kill Kokolia in every game. GGZ, Honkai Impact, she dies in every fucking game. Every reality, every different dimension, like, she's dead. And same thing with Himiko. So, but I don't know. And a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, but Honkai Impact Third has been out for 7 years. They've had time to develop the story." At this time, where we at right now, they were already at the point where let's take out the fact that the first year of the game coming out.
Oh
was them
god,
just
we are a
fixing the game,
year.
because the game
Over
came
a
out
year in
right?
Star
The game
Rail.
had a lot of bugs, didn't run well on phones, had a lot of issues.
They killed
spent a
Himiko
lot
in
of
the
time
first year.
just
Literally,
fixing the
chapter
game, not
11,
making
right?
updates.
Or is it
Just
chapter
fixing the
9?
game,
Chapter.
not doing story updates, just fixing it. And then let's take that out. It was about 8 months to a year around there, right? For them to
Chapter
finally get the
9.
shit right. At the 3-year mark, right, is when they got to the Himiko part. So take out that year. It took them 2 years to build up to that. I don't even think it was 2 years.
I have
For them to
chapter
get to the
11 PTSD because of Bronya, right? That's the Bronya arc, right?
point, I think it was like 2.5 or 2.6 of Himiko, it was her dying, right? Never let you go. It took About a year and a half. We are 2 years into Star Rail, and still nothing like that's happened. Bro, shit, even in 2.4 just now. Shuye, spoiler alert, right? So just fast forward 10 seconds if you want to hear this. Shuye literally gets crushed by Hule. Fucking destroyed.
Nice.
And then they're like, oh yeah, her soul can just be put into another body.
Nice,
Like,
I haven't finished it yet.
It's like 2B. They just upload her mind to the bunker, and then she has another body. So she's in the crane, and then she's gonna go from the crane to another body.
I was actually gonna finish that
like, oh my God,
off
she
stream
died immediately. Oh, never mind.
because of love and deep space things.
Took me out. I was like, oh my, I don't even fucking care about what happens anymore. There's no death. There's no stakes.
I didn't
There's
even
nothing to be
fucking
scared
care about
This is just
Shui,
sit there and watch them yap
Shui,
and have a cool
Shui,
cutscene for 5
whatever the
seconds.
fuck her
That's
name
it.
is.
And then Zenless Zone Zero, well, this isn't a Zenless Zone Zero video, but Zenless Zone Zero made me go back to Honkai Impact 3rd. So, just letting you guys know.
Holy shit! I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I don't know if this tracks with anyone that's not a content creator, but I have tried to get into doing my dailies on Zenless Zone Zero, and every time I sit down to do my Zenless Zone Zero dailies, I'm like, I might as well catch up on Honkai 3rd. Every time. And I don't know what it is in my brain that is just like, it's a waste of time. Why don't you do something else that you need to do? And then I'm like, oh shit, I do need to catch up on Honkai 3rd. It's the jump button!
Honkai Impact 3rd content a lot. I know a lot of you guys unsubbed because you were sick of me not posting anymore, or you were constantly asking me about it. I'm not.
Is Impact on Hoyo Play? Not yet.
Upload it
I don't
because
think.
every time I stream it, y'all be spoiling the fuck out of me. I hated streaming that game because I would have 400, 500 people here on YouTube and another 100 on Twitch, and it would just be constant people foreshadowing and spoiling. And I don't want to be. That shit makes me mad, man. And then people come in and they just see me flipping the fuck out on chat. And they're like, wow, this guy's an asshole. But that's why. So I'm just gonna record it off stream, edit it down, and post on YouTube. So you guys will have Honkai Impact.
Holy
shit! Again. I'm gonna
shit!
try to catch up and play part 2. But yeah, Star Rail, bro, we ain't never, and ain't never ever gonna be like Honkai Impact 3rd storytelling. It is not gonna be having stakes like Honkai Impact 3rd. It is not gonna have death or relatable moments like Honkai Impact 3rd. It's not gonna have that psychological feeling, and it's just you're not. Gonna
the only time it does. It like so Star Rail does have those little moments that are very emotional and like very like they really grab you, but they're all in like side missions and unvoiced missions and quests and stuff like that. So it's not even main story stuff that like everyone is going to experience. It's like you will only get that if you search for it, you know what I mean? Like it's
that game
hidden.
Because the storytelling is just so much better, and I still love.
Yeah, and a lot of people skip that stuff because I mean you just don't have time. I barely have time to keep up with the like. I haven't even finished Star Rail 2.4 main story. I haven't finished Zenless Zone Zero Chapter 3. I need to catch up on Honkai Impact 3rd Chapter 2 and Chapter 3, and no, I finished Wuthering Waves. The Wuthering Waves is like the only one that I finished.
Gotcha games. But
it's just too much, let alone do all the side stuff.
I'm not going to keep hope that like, oh, the story's going to get good. No, it's not. It's decent for what it is.
I don't think it will be good until we get another.
And I think that shit has a better story than Star Rail does. The people die. There's stakes. Is better.
I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll get good until we get another like Honkai Impact 3rd patch. You know what I mean? We need another Honkai 3rd Star Rail patch.
Like Star Rail just feels like a giant slice of life with some moments that make you feel like it might get dark, but it doesn't, you know? And sure,
we need Fuhua. We do.
Talk about, oh, there's a mass of this person.
Marshall Hua will save us. Oh my God, chat. Yeah, Wednesday, we were speculating on what battle suit the Marshall Hua will be inspired by, and I believe, I say Hawk of the Fog.
Was a mass murderer.
That's gonna be our Fuhua.
Like, all that stuff.
Is Hawk of the Fog in Star Rail.
Never, you know, in the prevalent like main story. It is literally stuff you have to look for, and it's not shit that's shown to you. So I'm not getting my hopes up anymore. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Star Rail story competes with Honkai Impact 3rd, or do you, like me,
It's a pretty good story with good moments.
Honkai Impact 3rd
I just feel
blows
like
Star Rail story out the water? I'm gonna be honest here. I wish
what is the overarching issue in Star Rail?
that game deserves so much more.
I know a game that
use
already
and
has
hype
martial law.
because it is actually so good, especially part 2. Part 2's combat, holy shit, is way better than ZZZ's combat, dude. You got aerial combos.
I need
you
a
got
teaser
swapping
trailer
in and
for
out
all
to
the
juggle,
Xian
like,
Show
it
generals,
is
just like we got for the
so
10
much
Stone
better.
Hearts.
When I was
I'm making a lore video. I'm making a lore video on Xian Show, like all the Xian Show ships. I'm touching a little bit on all the ships, but it's mostly about the Yao Qing and the Zhu Ming and the Lao Fu. And I go over all that good stuff, all the generals and all of it. It's good Xian Show lore. I need to voice it.
saw that ZZ didn't even have a jump button, I was like, this game gonna be ass. Now, I cannot play an action game in 2024 without a fucking jump button. It is ridiculous. Yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you all on the next video. Keep your eyes out for more Honkai Impact 3rd videos. It's coming.
Whoop.
これで授業はおしまいよ。
Why would you do this? Oh, Seven's in chat. Never let you go. It's what I did the most. Ah! I am not okay. Never back down, never what? Oh my god. Most cherished, those days.